Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for dropping by the channel, where in this video we're going to be taking a look at Heir Apparent Shield and just how effective it actually is in PvP. With the assistance of my friend Rosidon, whose help I do really appreciate, we were able to see how this shield stacks up against supers, one-hit kill abilities and a selection of weapons from each slot. So kinetic, energy and heavy. Please do let me know what you think of the video by pressing like or dislike, and give me some feedback in the comments down below, as it helps me out massively for future content. Now, I have reviewed this weapon already and very accurately measured its DPS capabilities, then compared that to some of its rivals, so if you'd like to check that out, there is a link in the description down below. So just a quick recap. Heir Apparent has a perk called Shield of the Colossus, which grants an arc shield when you have full health. The weapon is fully spun up, which takes nearest down at 1.5 seconds, and you have heavy ammo. Now, two things to note. Firstly, because this is an arc shield, if it's shut down by damage from an arc source, it explodes and does damage to you. And secondly, my resilience throughout the test, unless otherwise stated, was 94, so not quite maxed out, but close enough. So with them in mind, just how well does this shield perform in a number of PvP situations? Well, let's have a look, starting with supers. So I'm going to very quickly run through the super abilities that remain to be a one-hit kill, or are even more effective when the shield is up. So Warlock Dawnblade, top and bottom tree, yeah, both are still a one-hit kill. Top tree Nova Bomb, no surprises there, still a one-hit kill. Bottom tree Nova Bomb, same again. Nova Warp, yeah, you guessed it, still a one-hit kill. Now, top and bottom tree Stormcaller. I'm going to hold the video there, and if you take a look at my health bar, you'll see both the Colossus shield and my own have been shut down from one burst of damage. But if you do the same again with no Colossus shield, you can see it hasn't even shut down my own shield and would take 3 bursts to kill. Now, of course, this would normally be consistent damage and you'll be killed almost instantly in both examples, but it's just a quick example of how breaking the Colossus shield with arc damage causes damage to yourself. And now Chaos Reach, and yep, with just a single quick pass, both shields drop and my health is straight down in the red. So if the user holds this on your character for any length of time, which they will, you're going to be taken down almost instantly as expected. So all Warlock supers remain as one-hit kills or even better, but spoiler alert, it's not quite the same story for Titans and Hunters. So moving on and looking at the former of those two, starting with Fists of Havoc. Yep, obviously I don't need to show that. Whether the Titan is slamming into the ground or using their secondary super melee attack, both top and bottom tree are one-hit kills. And obviously it's the same with Thunder Crash. Moving on and taking a quick look at Burning Maul, and that is also a one-hit kill. For the secondary attack, where the maul is slammed into the ground, I did try and strafe to avoid the flames, but it was still a one-hit kill every time, no matter what. So what about bottom tree Sunbreaker? So the initial impact doesn't kill, but the sunspot left behind afterwards finishes you off. I did try strafing with this as well to avoid it, but every time it was a kill. So that's it from Titans for now, but if you're wondering why I haven't shown top tree Sunbreaker or any Void supers, that's because things changed for them. So I will reveal all after a quick look at Hunters. So as expected, all Arc Staff supers will still kill, one hit no problem. Top tree Golden Gun, one hit kill still. And it's the same for Blade Barrage as expected, and bottom tree Golden Gun, yeah, still one hit kill. So what about the supers then that aren't as effective at killing with one hit when the Colossus shield is activated? There's a couple of the Titans and there's a couple of the Hunters. So I'll start with Titans. Now, top tree Sunbreaker won't kill you from the impact alone, but rather the burning damage afterwards. So standing still means you will fall to a single hammer, but if you strafe, as you can see now, you can actually survive. Of course, by this point there'll no doubt be another hammer on the way, but you could be shooting and doing damage during the strafe. It could even be enough to get the kill if you're fortunate enough, although if the hammer is thrown slightly ahead of you and in your direction of travel, you'll more than likely be killed. Moving on to Sentinel Shield, which is one of the most surprising. So the shield throw ability will not kill you one hit. I tried this with a resilience of under 40 and it was the same result. Even if the Titan is running bottom tree Sentinel and therefore has a second shield throw straight away, there's enough time to take them down and get the kill. In my example, I fired after the first shield was thrown and missed some shots and still managed to trade. When testing the melee aspect of this super, it does 2 bursts of damage, with the second one getting the kill, but on a couple of attempts, as demonstrated, sometimes that second hit doesn't register and there's a small chance you can actually survive, although the follow-up attack won't be far behind and that one will get the kill. So with the Titan supers all covered, let's take a quick look at Hunter supers that are actually less effective as well. First up is Top Tree Tether. Not much to say other than a direct hit doesn't kill you with the Colossus shield fully charged. You still do, however, have your aim pulled directly to the ground and are left with a slither of health, so the smallest amount of damage dealt after this will kill you, and you can't maintain damage dealt during the tethered animation if you were firing, as you'll be looking at the ground. Still, there could be the occasional situation where this saves you and may even get you a kill. Next is Bottom Tree Tether, which is the same as top. You won't be killed by a direct hit, but you'll be left with a tiny amount of health and looking at your own 2 feet, so in a very disadvantaged situation. Finally, it's Spectral Blades. Now, the normal slash attack with Spectral Blades no longer kills with 1 hit, as demonstrated, but Spectral moves and attacks really quick, so the second blow won't be far behind and will finish you off. The undercut attack that sends the Hunter invisible is a 1-hit kill though, like normal. So there are some supers that no longer 1-hit kill and could provide a small advantage in very specific situations, but how often you'll see that in PvP is certainly up for debate. The most noticeable for me though is Sentinel and how the shield throw won't kill you with 1 hit, and you can take the Titan down in roughly the same time they take to throw a second shield. And that's if they're running the right subclass or exotic armour to do that. See, a Sentinel Shield Titan too far away to melee attack, as long as they're not well out of Heir Apparent's range, of which fall off begins around 38 meters, there's a good chance you'll come out on top. Just hope the shield doesn't bounce off a wall and come back for a second round. So with supers out the way, what about 1-hit abilities? Well, we'll start with the infamous handheld Supernova. Can it still 1-hit kill? Yes, but you need to be really close. As the range starts to increase between the 2 of you, there is a middle ground where it won't kill you, but otherwise would if you didn't have the Colossus shield fully charged, showing on screen now, and obviously the further back you go, the less damage it does as the projectiles spread further apart. Taking a look at various charges from Titans, so the arc ability Seismic Strike is still a 1-hit kill, as you'd obviously expect. We didn't test Ballistic Slam, but since it's arc, I'd assume it's a 1-hit kill as well. Hammer Strike was also a 1-hit kill, but that appeared to be a combination of impact damage followed by burning. But Shield Bash? Nope, not a 1-hit. We tried this a number of times and I even lowered my resilience back down to the 30s again, but nothing. It won't 1-hit, which was a little surprising. And finally, the Hunter's Throwing Knife, which doesn't get anywhere near to killing. So with all that finished, there's nothing too surprising really, other than Shield Bash not killing in 1 hit and the super ability to throw the shield also being particularly weak against the Colossus shield. My advice, if you're in a trials or a comp match and come up against a team of Sentinel shields, Heir Apparent might be a genuinely viable choice. I'd like to see this in the hands of some of the top PvP players because I'm not one of them, so I can't use it to its full potential. And lastly, popular PvP weapons. So a selection from each slot was chosen and pit against the Colossus. Rather than list the weapons, I'm just going to dive straight in and start with kinetic. So Spare Rations, the obvious choice. This now takes 7 headshots, meaning a time to kill value of 2.4 seconds, up from 0.8. Next up, everyone's favourite sniper, Revoker. This now takes 2 headshots with the Colossus shield fully charged, meaning a time to kill of 0.83 seconds, up from 0, as usually it's only 1 headshot. Thorn, which taken 7 shots, but remember my resilience was high at 94. If it was significantly lower, this probably would have been 6 shots. Either way, a 7-shot time to kill is 2.4 seconds, which is up from 0.8. Now, Sorrow's Regime, of which we did see some inconsistent results. Now, starting with 600 RPM, where it's taken around 16 to 18 shots. So a time to kill of 1.7 for 18, up from 0.83. Then at the end of the magazine, where it's approaching 900 RPM, it's taken 16 to 18 shots again. So not entirely sure what happened there, but regardless, that then means a time to kill of 1.13 seconds, up from anywhere in the region of 0.6 to 0.7. Next up we use Soul Survivor. Now this was included simply because it's an arc based sniper rifle and it performed as it would if no shield was present. So 1 shot to the head with a time to kill of 0 because it's instant. Moving on to Hard Light, with Solar and Void elemental damage, it taken 13 shots, so a time to kill of 1.2 seconds, up from 0.7, but with Arc, it only needed 8 shots, which brings it back down to its normal time to kill of 0.7. Beloved next, and that taken 2 shots, so a time to kill of 0.67, up from 0 again, as it usually only takes 1 headshot. Next was a Solar Last Man Standing shotgun, which couldn't kill with 1 shot. 2 would have been required, giving us a time to kill of 1.09 seconds, up from 0, as usually it would only be a 1 tap. Now, we didn't try an arc shotgun, as we just expect that would be a 1-hit kill, no problem. Moving on to Waking Vigil, an arc-based 150 RPM hand cannon, and yep, you guessed it, a 3 tap was enough, so a time to kill of 0.8, which is the same as normal, i.e. no Colossus shield. So now a couple of heavy weapons, starting with Hammerhead, a Void machine gun. This taken 8 shots, so a time to kill of 0.93, which is up from 0.53. And finally, finishing on Truth, just to see if the shield could withstand the rocket launcher from this popular PvP weapon and keep you alive, and it couldn't. Instant kill, as per normal. And finally, we're finished with the numbers and testing. So to sum up, most supers are still just as efficient at killing as normal, and even the ones that leave you alive with a tiny amount of health either leave you in a vulnerable position, such as Tether, require a little bit of luck to survive in the first place, such as Top Tree Sunbreaker, or there'll be some kind of follow-up that will finish the job quickly, such as Spectral or again Top Tree Sunbreaker. The only super that could potentially be countered with Heir Apparent, and somewhat regularly, is Sentinel Shield. I said it before and I'll say it again. I'd love to see how a top tier PvP player uses this gun in the Crucible with those situations. With regards 1-hit abilities, looks like the Sentinel Shield class has been hit hard again as the only Titan subclass whose 1-hit melee ability can 1-shot when the Colossus shield is fully charged. Hunter's throwing knife also doesn't come close and doesn't even fully take down the Garden shield, while Warlock's handheld Supernova can still manage a 1-hit kill if close enough, but any increase in distance between the 2 players, and it doesn't take much, will result in the Heir Apparent wielder surviving. And finally, weapons. Now, there's no set increase in the time to kill values for non-arc weapons, with some requiring 300% more time, such as Spur Rations, and others less than 200%, such as Hard Light when it's either Void or Solar. But what was noticed is when using the arc weapons during the test, that however many shots they normally take, it stays the same with the Colossus shield fully charged, so they all have the same time to kill and number of shots regardless. It looks like the amount of damage that the shield can withstand is then inflicted on you when it's taken down with an arc source, effectively undoing the protection it provided initially. Still, an absolutely awesome gun with a lot of potential to provide interesting plays, and I hope Bungie have so many more weapons that are just as unique as this in the pipeline. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, any feedback, please let me know in the comments down below, and I hope to see you next time.